talking about discrimination, discrimination has been also the backbone of so many conflicts in so many countries, right? Discrimination based on the sex, race, creed, caste, colors, sexuality, political beliefs or ideologies, religions, gender. This can cause a problem or a feeling which may also be felt by a group or a society. This has felt by a group or a society. This has also affect or divide people. So this has been a really cause in the world in terms of discrimination, and there's so many agencies, so many organizations who have come on board to talk about discrimination, right? So in other way, discrimination is what will lead to conflicts. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about the 6 points, which is talk about guilt. You know, in my previous videos, I talk about guilt in talking about conflicts, ethic and conflicts management, right? And guilt is something that you live with. You assume that, oh, I'm wrong in some way. So with that perception that you are wrong, instead of you correcting that perception, you go further to keep it in your mind rather than facing the reality. Guilt keeps us in a particular situation wherein you always live with it. Oh, because of this, my mistake I make in life, I'm a failure. Because of this mistake, so I will not progress. I will not do this thing. So when you live with that guilt, you have to leave all your obstacles that you are facing, all of your mistakes in life, and stop living in that guilt and move forward. So number 6, talking about guilt. We may do something which we may later regret. This may make us feel angry with ourselves, and the anger may be taken out on an incident or object or extremely cases of other people, you know. So then I'm talking about the 7 points. 7 points talk about intimidation. Intimidation can result to conflicts. Intimidation, our reaction to this is similarly to that of a guilt. We are angry and seek for vengeance and status and positions. You understand? So sometimes people intimidate others. So when you are being intimidated, sometimes it leads to conflicts, or somebody is being intimidated, it can lead to conflicts. I'm going to talk about 8 points which talk about embarrassment, right? When embarrassed, we feel the urge to restore the balance. We avenge the person or the people or the staffs that has been embarrassed us. We act in a way which we feel it's appropriate to restore the respect of our subordinates or ourselves, you know. So sometimes this embarrassment can lead to confusion or conflicts. So sometimes when you have been embarrassed by another, in other ways, some people perceive that, oh, I've been embarrassed. So some people fight back. You understand? Some people fight back, and when fighting back, it leads to conflicts, you know. So the 9 points, we're talking about dissatisfaction, right? Dissatisfaction, we expect that the quality of our lives and the service that we give during our work life, that is not beneficiary to our effort. So this sometimes it can lead to inner conflicts or outer conflicts, wherein because of that anger, you can extend that one. It can lead to jealousy, and it can lead to self conflicts with interest, you know. Then you're talking about inconvenience, the 10 point inconvenience. We want it, and we want it to done now, right? And replacing the patience with virtue, you know. So sometimes we are impatient or because of inconvenience. Like let's say, for instance, you're certain places, because of something is very slow, you are not achieving what you should achieve. So, or some people are beside you, it can lead to inconvenience, and because without that inconvenience, it can sometimes lead to confusion, it can lead to conflicts. Then I'm talking about the 11th point, which is talking about anxiety, right? Anxiety and fear and worry changing our ways of thinking and our ability to carry out a simple task or a communication of things through rational. So this simply means that because of this anxiety, stress, sometimes the action is supposed to take at that particular moment, like someone give you a task, you cannot execute that task, or your office give you a task to do, or a government give you a task to do, because of fear or because of anxiety, you cannot complete that task. So it sometimes leads to conflicts, even in your home. Okay, your son or your daughter or your father asks you to do something, you fear, so it can lead to conflicts, So these are the basic points of which can cause conflicts. And I'm going to talk about how you can avoid conflicts, right? How you can avoid conflicts. In dynamics risk assessments, avoiding conflicts, assault or threats, I'm going to highlight the POP, that is place or object, how you can avoid conflicts, right? Like for example, we're talking about the P, which is the people, right? Large number of people, like a large number of people. In that situation, sometimes conflicts can arise. Then where there is someone is drunk or drugs influence people, it can also you need to avoid that circumstances. Then mental illness people, you have to know how you facing these people. Then refusal of entry, some people refuse to give their details and they want to enter a certain vicinity or facility. That one also can lead to conflict. So you have to know how to avoid this one, you understand. Then talking about objects, which objects, like offensive weapon, moving vehicle or needles, these things also can cause conflicts, Then talking about the place, right? Place like the woods, some areas that you give instruction